2024. Now, it's been a while since I did a live stream. I did like videos, but not live streams. Now, today I'm going to do a live stream because I'm going to talk about WWE Smackdown, the first Smackdown of the new year in 2025. Smackdown now a 3 hour show. We got a lot to talk about on this show. It was a very good show, very good wrestling. We have some good storyline coming up. Um, I think I'll make this video like an hour and 20 minutes. We will talk about SmackDown. We'll talk about what happened on the show. We'll talk about the masses and the segment that we got and the storyline that's going on. And then we'll talk about the news and rumors in wrestling. We'll talk about AEW a little bit. Just want to say, Happy New Year. Well, I think I already did that. I already said Happy New Year. I did that in my last video. But yeah. So my video have been sponsored by my favorite podcasters and YouTube like Solomon the Sound Off, Fightful Pro Wrestling, JD from New York, Just Alex, The Post Wrestling, No DQ, Wrestling Inc., Denise Salcedo, Good My Work commentaries, and my other favorite podcasters that do these reviews for wrestling. Now my video is sponsored by all of them. Make sure you guys hit that like button, leave a comment, please subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comment section if y'all want to see more. SmackDown was very good. It's almost over. We got like 10 more minutes left. Now this is next week. Monday Night Raw live on Netflix. It will be 3 hours. Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa for combat match. Winner is the only tribal chief. They show a great vignette to hype up this match. A great vignette. Alright, so not gonna show it all. But SmackDown was pretty good. Now SmackDown opened up with Cody Rhodes coming out, addressing what Kevin Owens did to him, addressing the match. As you guys know, it's gonna be Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens at the Royal Rumble on February 1st. In a ladder match, Cody Rhodes will put his championship up there. Kevin Owens will put the Win Eagle up there. Winner have to get both titles. We did get Drew McIntyre coming out and addressing Cody Rhodes, telling him to walk it back. It felt kind of odd that Drew hugged Cody, but while Drew's still here, he did have to play Cody Rhodes. So Drew McIntyre told him to watch your back, and then Kevin Owens beat him up from behind. I think they could be setting up Drew and Cody down the line, maybe. Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes, I'd love to see it. I think after once Cody gets done with Kevin Owens. Now, Drew McIntyre been going after the bloodline for the past few weeks. Anyone who associated with Roman Reigns at War Games. I don't know what is it leading to. Hope it's not Drew and Roman. I don't want to see that. Alright, so that was the opening of the show, by the way. With Drew and Cody and Kevin Owens. Everything else happening in the show. Hold on. Alright, so I don't want to show all of it because I don't want to get a copyright. So I'll just let y'all hear the match. Alright. As you guys know, there's three big matches. Oh wait, hold on. Wait a minute. So now this is new. Immediately following Raw after, so immediately after Raw goes off the air, there'll be a Raw post show on Netflix and on YouTube with Big E, Wade Barrett, and what's his name? That guy who does commentary, I forgot. So there'll be a Raw post show. Monday Night Raw happens to be a big show. We're in a new era. We got Seth Rollins and CM Punk. We got Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan for World Championship and a Life Women Standing match. And we got the Tribal Combat with Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa to see who the World Tribal Chief. We'll see Logan Paul there. We'll see Gunther. I believe John Cena there. We might see Bill Goldberg. Hopefully not. We may see the debut of Penta, who's showing up. There's a lot of people. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the comment. That means a lot to me. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you guys tell your friends to find my channel. Make sure you guys please subscribe to my channel. I will make more videos. Alright, so we got LA Knight backstage addressing Nakamura. So next Friday we got LA Knight and Shinta Nakamura for the United States Championship. Now Nakamura did beat Andrade tonight in a very good match. He beat him clean, and after that, LA Knight came out and they brawled for a bit. We are gonna get this for the US title. Maybe we'll see Knight win the belt back, or maybe not. Maybe Nakamura will win it. Maybe he'll retain. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Alright, so as we get the 6-man tag with the Usos, OG Bloodline, they come out, they mega over, they come to the crowd. Alright, hold on. Alright, so the main event, we got this 6-man tag. This is taking up a lot of time on the show, by the way. Jimmy Uso's not hurt no more. He did have a broken toe the past few weeks, so I guess he is cleared. Tonga Loa, he's still hurt. Bronson Reed, he's still hurt too. And poor Bronson. Hopefully he comes back pretty soon. But all they got is Solo, Tama, and Jacob. We got the Usos and Sami Zayn. We the back day 7 with the Usos and Kevin Owens. Only lasted like a couple of seconds. Alright. See if I can fast forward some of this. Uh-oh. Jacob Font. Okay. Damn. The show's almost over. I think we're coming close to the end of the match. Oh, Drew McIntyre. Really, Drew McIntyre gonna get involved? He can interfere in this match?
Jay knows he's got to keep his eye on the ball. From the top, main event. Jay himself, going home, Jacob Fatu. Pop up, solid drop.
Alright.
Launched into the heavens, covered by Fatu. Uso kicks out at 2. And the match continues.
We got like 2 minutes left in this
Jacob
show.
Fatu is a freak athlete. All the goods an athlete could hope for with none of the morality.
Who's gonna win this match?
Jey Uso is in deep, deep trouble. Dragged to the corner. I believe Jacob Fatu is presenting Jey Uso as a sacrifice to the tribal chief Solo Sikoa.
Oh, what? He moved out the way.
Solo Sikoa, who is legal, but I somehow fight. Solo on the bloodline with the win. Here are your winners.
The line gets the win.
Solo Sikoa with a definitive statement to Roman Reigns. He slays you, Jey Uso tonight. Roman Reigns, you're next. Solo is pointing down to the Jey Uso with the splash, unaware that Solo is the legal competitor for the bloodline, Samoan Spike, and what could have been a glimpse into the future. Could the same fate await the OTC? We'll have our answer on Monday. Yeah, Monday night, Raw on Netflix, live at the Intuit Dome, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. It is the Battle of Supremacy. Rival
Alright. Actually, wait, hold on. So there goes that match. Jey Uso and Drew McIntyre. Oh yeah, I forgot this match is gonna be on Netflix. Now Drew McIntyre came out, he didn't do much to like help the bloodline really. So that this is the third match. Liv and Rhea, last woman standing. I said last woman standing, I think. The first stop of John Cena farewell tours. John Cena gonna be on the show. CM Punk and Seth Rollins. They said it's the main event, so if it's gonna be the main event, then I'm sure Woman and Solo gonna open the show. I can't see Woman and Solo being in the middle of the show. I think they'll open the show. Or maybe it might be Liv and Rhea that could open the show. I don't know. Now who's gonna win in the main event? Rollins or Punk? And what happens in that match? If Woman Solo's not the main event, that means The Rock ain't coming out. Even though I think it should, but what happened when Reigns be solo? Then what? What did he do going into WrestleMania? It will tell a story. What did he do then?
The debut of Monday Night Raw. History in the making. Live Monday night on Netflix.
So that's how Monday Night Raw ended. I mean, that's how SmackDown ended. Drew McIntyre came out there and he got taken down by Jey Uso. What was the point of that? Drew didn't really do anything to help the new bloodline get the win. He didn't. He didn't really cost the bloodline. I mean, yeah, Jay got distracted, but he took out Drew outside the ring. That was it. So Drew coming out, no, kind of waste. They didn't do anything. Now they said that Punk and Rollins is the main event of Monday Night Raw. Is it really? That means something big happened at Matt. Maybe because he Penta. Is that why? Is he gonna feud with what Punk or is he gonna feud with Rollins? I don't know. Something has to happen here. Something gotta happen, I think, in the main event. Cause this is Monday Night Raw. This is the debut of Netflix. The show will give me 3 hours. Now, are we gonna get a clean win from Punk in the Punk and Rollins match? Will we get a clean win with Woman and Solo? if Solo went over here, then he's probably not gonna go over against Roman Reigns. I don't think. I think Roman Reigns will win clean. And then what happens after that? What's the story? What's next for Roman Reigns when he beats Solo clean? And what story is that gonna tell him going into WrestleMania? I don't want to see him versus Drew. It's nothing but a grudge match. Nothing on the line that can be important. Just a match. And for what? Is that then one not a plan for Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns? I'm hoping The Rock shows up here on a debut on Netflix and maybe has a stare down Roman Reigns or turns heel. He walk on Roman Reigns. Maybe screw them over. I don't see Drew McIntyre. I don't. And it would make any sense. So I guess we gotta wait and see. But either way, that was SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen. Very good show.
Watching Friday Night Live on TBS. Slow down. You ain't ready for that. How for the movies?
Um, we have a lot to talk about on this show. The highlight was the Tiffany Stratton cast in. She finally turned on Nia Jax and cast in a big moment. They said she's the first woman to win Money in the Bank and win her first single title in WWE. They said that this is the first time in 6 years we had a casting on SmackDown. So Tiffany made history tonight. Commentary made such a big deal about that. Not that it was a great moment. It got a big reaction when she finally hit Nia Jax with the briefcase, finally cashed in. She took out Candice LeRae, took out Bianca.
Today is Indigenous Peoples Day. Tomorrow is Indigenous Peoples.
Ring. He gave Cody Rhodes a hug. He said he's not there to hurt Cody. He wants to help Cody.
Alright. Drew McIntyre, Drew changed brands. Spoiler, title change. Alright. Now this is Friday Night SmackDown right here. That's how the show opened up with Cody Rhodes brawl with Kevin Owens after Drew McIntyre came out. LA Knight attacked Nakamura after he conquered Andrade in a very good match. We did get Michin overcomes Piper Niven with Eat Defeat. She beat Piper Niven, so obviously the feud between her and Chelsea gonna continue. We had a very good segment with Sol Sikoa to Paul Heyman hold the Ulafala during tribal combat. So I guess the thing is that it's whoever wins, it's gonna hand the Ulafala to whoever the tribal chief is. If Roman wins, then Paul will give it to Roman Reigns, and Solo will have to acknowledge him. But if Solo wins, then Paul gotta give it to Solo and acknowledge him and be a white man forever. That's the stipulation in this match. So I think it's pretty clear that Roman is already winning. We had a very good match with DIY and Multi City Machine Guns. It stopped due to the interference by Legado del Fantasma and Pretty Deadly. They got involved interfering with match, referee called DQ, and it was a very good match. Fans were upset that this match ended in a fuck finish. I think we will get a fair 4-way tag team with all 40 teams. I think we will. We had a very good segment, a very good promo package, typing up the tribal combat match. And there, Tiffany Stratton, captain to captain the WWE Women's title. There's the post show. I'm surprised that we have a post show. Now, I'm sure this is gonna be the only post show for Monday Night Raw. Now that's NXT. We got JD from New York. Salamark sound off. Let's see what Niso Sir have to say.
Okay, wait, girl, you just what? Like, what are and so you had the moment of, oh my god, she's gonna cash in. To all of a sudden you're like, oh no, she's not. But then this is where it got good because Bianca went in there, hit the KOD on Nia Jax, which, like you said, it looks phenomenal every time she does a KOD on someone like Nia Jax. It just looks a lot more impressive. But then Bianca decides to use that opportunity, gets rid of Bianca, tosses her over the commentary table, and she goes to the referee and cashes in the briefcase. She hits her prettiest moonsault ever, and bam, 1, 2, 3, she defeats Nia Jax, and she is the champion now. Robin, I loved the way that they swerved this year because I thought, oh, it's just another tease. And the moment that she came back into the matchup, I thought, oh, this is freaking great. Like the moment she hit Nia Jax and Candice LeRae with the actual briefcase, that moment just hit so freaking hard, and everyone knew what was about to happen next.
Well, they swerved the audience, and Tiffany Stratton swerved Nia Jax.
Yes.
Right? So it's a double swerve in a sense, where the character is swerved because, she thinks that Tiffany helped her. And then you think, oh, they're back together and all this. And then meanwhile, she double crosses her, which sets up a future feud between those two, obviously. And they swerve the audience. But I disagree. I thought the match was excellent. I think Nia's offense, the power offense worked. I like some of the counters that Naomi did to it. I have no complaint. As an A plus from beginning to end, match to finish to cash in to KOD, A plus for me. That's as good as professional wrestling.
All right. With that being said, now a lot of people are wondering, hey, are we going to see Charlotte Flair versus Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania? I think that's the question on everybody's mind now. And Robin, I really hope we do see it. But, and I have said this, whether it happens at WrestleMania, whether it happens at SummerSlam, I don't know when or where it's happening. But whenever it does happen, though, I want Tiffany Stratton to successfully defeat Charlotte Flair because I truly think that Tiffany Stratton has what it takes to be the biggest female babyface on the Smackdown roster because she just checks off every single freaking box. And to me, that is so important. And she just has the look that you want in a WWE superstar. She has the skill. She's such an entertaining wrestler. So I know that's kind of what I want to see. I want to see her carry the belt for a long time too. I want to see her have as hot as a year as Liv Morgan, for example, who had one of the hottest 2024 years that anybody could have had. I can see Tiffany Stratton basically having a year like that if she holds the title long enough and they really have her out there as a fighting champion. If she just goes in there and starts wrestling with a bunch of different people, shows what she can do, I think that she could be one of the best champions that we've had. And I think, it's been a minute since we've gotten that because, in my opinion, I think that one of the last best champions was Bianca Belair. I love Bianca as champion because she kind of got a little bit more time to hold the championship, to have the championship matches. With Io and Bailey, they kind of didn't do that much with them. So it's been a minute since I feel like they really, really, truly invested in a champion and making them as big and as strong as they possibly could. So for you, looking at this, now that we're in Tiffany time, what do you want to see for Tiffany Stratton?
Yeah, no. I think Tiffany Stratton clearly the total package. I think she's already there from the support of the fans. She's seen it. It goes back to the Elimination Chamber in Australia, and it was paid off tonight, and the reaction that you get. Shout out to Nia Jax, who I thought did a good job with the title reign and the Queen of the Ring and all those bits, other than the War Games match. That's my one drawback and complaint because I can't get those chair shots out of my head sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
But I think Nia Jax did a nice job as champion there. But, what you're saying, you're assuming a Charlotte Flair surprise return and Rumble win. Because to me, the other player that I see being built back up is also Io Sky in the meantime. So I think when you're talking about WrestleMania main events, maybe it's some combination in that regard. And obviously you also had that Rhea Ripley exchange too. So a lot of different variables to play with.
Yeah, I can see like if Io were to win the Royal Rumble, for sure I see her going after Rhea. If Charlotte were to win the Rumble, I definitely see her going after Tiffany. So it's excited. I feel like we're finally in a position where we're like, okay, what can happen in the Rumble? What are the possibilities? What can we actually see happen? So yeah, it's starting to get really exciting. But let's go ahead and see what everybody's been saying here in the super chats. We got Bailey Darley here who says, video on Netflix Raw question mark behind the scenes. Ooh, I will definitely try to do something like that. That's a really clever.
We have Fight for Wrestling and see what they have to say.
Still recovering from his injuries, Stephon Diggs is on the field today.
Life doesn't always go as planned, which is
Wow, he asked. Dave Kidd wasn't happy that I had his contract news, but confirmed it during our live interview last night. We're going to have a lot more. We've got some visa news on a team that is looking to maybe make their impression felt, or maybe make their presence felt in the state. We're going to have an awful lot. I mean, man, today we had so much WWE stuff. We're going
happen on a SmackDown.
Well, you know, and you also don't want SmackDown to fall all the way behind Raw. All the promo has been around Raw, so you didn't leave this SmackDown like it was an afterthought on the road to Raw. And I think that was an important thing. It was a memorable moment. It makes you anticipate what's going to happen in future shows rather than just what's happening Monday night, and building towards the Rumble and the future feuds. Because I did see when they promoted the Rumble, I was like, oh wow, you know, it's right there. It's less than a month away now, the Royal Rumble. So and I feel like the Royal Rumble always feels like the accelerator pedal, right? Like that's when you know all systems are go.
Exactly. We got Matt Logan here who says finally Tiffany cashes in and locks, and it looks like time stood still as she was waiting for them to ring the bell. I mean, honestly, I just love the way that they executed. I think they did such a great freaking job with everything. But yeah, it took a second for them to ring the bell. Like we were waiting for her, and she was standing there like, "Come on, come on, come on, hurry!" Like she was trying to hit her prettiest moonsault ever. So yeah, it did take a minute there for that to happen, but they eventually got it. We got Sheldon Jackson here who says the first 3 hours SmackDown proved to me that SmackDown should have stayed 2 hours. The highlight is Tiffany cashing in, and after that, the show went downhill. I did not love the main event, and since we just saw that, I might as well bring it up. For the closing of the show, we ended up seeing the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and Tama Tonga defeat Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, and Sami Zayn. Dude, I thought this was such a slow-paced tag team match. Once Jacob Fatu got in there, we did get to see some cool moments, the splash, the moonsault. That was all fine and dandy, but I thought there was a whole lot of nothing for this to be the main event. I kind of felt like it fell flat towards the end. Like it didn't feel like there was a major note of some sort. Because especially when you think about what the big highlight of the show was, like Sheldon said, it was Tiffany Stratton, and that's kind of about it. But there was other stuff that we did like, just not as big of highlights.
Yeah, no, I think this was more in the vein of building towards the you know, I think that was the purpose of that match. Put Solo over again, set up the Roman Solo confrontation on Raw for the Tribal Chief for the Ulafala. That was the Paul Heyman promo earlier in the show too. Was related to that. I'm digging the Jacob Fatu. I love you Solo. I mean,
it is hitting so well. That is my favorite thing. The I love you Solo, especially the way he does it with so much freaking passion. Somebody joked in our watch along. They were like, "Oh, I wish somebody would love me as much as Solo Sikoa. I mean, as much as Jacob Fatu loves Solo Sikoa." And let's be honest, that's all what we're striving for right over here. But yeah, you mentioned that Paul Heyman Solo Sikoa segment. I actually very much enjoyed this because I thought there were certain things that Paul Heyman mentioned that I was surprised that he mentioned. Like when he said the whole prison line about the prison line with Jacob Fatu, because as we all know, that was kind of like kept Jacob Fatu from being in WWE for so long, was that he had I think it was a burglary that he had done, and that was still on his record. And for a long time, they didn't want him in the company because of that. However, he had been so young when that happened. So many years passed by. He proved himself to, be mature and obviously be a different person now. So that's forgiven. But the fact that Paul Heyman mentioned it, I thought, holy cow! I didn't think Paul Heyman would go there. And the other big thing that came out of this Paul Heyman Solo Sikoa bit is that Paul Heyman is now on the line in this tribal combat match because Solo Sikoa basically said, like, if I defeat Roman Reigns, you're going to be the one to put the Ulafala on me, and you're going to have to acknowledge and come to me as your tribal chief. So now it's like Paul Heyman's future is on the line on this match.
Well, I think the point of referencing the Jacob Fatu rap sheet or record, if you will, is to only enhance the danger that you feel around Jacob Fatu, blurring that sort of line of reality in the show. And I think that was the purpose there. And then, of course, Paul Heyman has always been an instrumental character throughout the Bloodline saga, so it only makes sense that he is involved in that match, which I'm curious to see what they do there. Like, is that just Roman going over and we're ending this? Or are you using that to catapult to what's next? Because they've done a lot of work on Solo. And I think since Solo has sort of lightened up as a character a bit and they've introduced Jacob Fatu, it's been more effective. So are they just ready to put that in the rear view and put it to bed? Or do they plan to keep that going in some way? And I don't know the answer.
I guess it all depends, right, on what happens with The Rock, right? Like, let's say he comes out, let's say this is all part of this. How is Solo Sikoa and The Rock, how are they going to play a part in this? And I think a lot of people have been assuming that, The Rock is sort of going to be like this, I don't know, I don't want to say mentor, I don't think that's the right word, but like the person calling the shots with Solo Sikoa, right? Puppet Master, whatever you want to call that. He's the mastermind behind all of this, right? Behind Solo Sikoa and everything that he's been doing. So I feel like there has to be some correlation there. But even so, though, once The Rock comes into the picture, Solo Sikoa is going to be like pretty much casted aside. He's going to be a part of the picture. He's going to be casted aside because, like, even when you think about like this year's WrestleMania, right? It was Roman versus Cody. When The Rock came in, it started to feel like even once they had officially said, okay, it is going to be Roman versus Cody, even when we knew that was going to be it still felt like Roman Reigns, even Roman Reigns himself was sort of casted to the side because The Rock was the one who took that spotlight. If The Rock could take the spotlight from Roman Reigns even just a little bit, he'll definitely take it from Solo Sikoa. So I'm looking at this as like, I don't necessarily think that they're going to put it to bed, like you said, put it to rest. But it's the spotlight not going to be on Solo Sikoa anymore in regards to Solo and Roman. But I don't think that's going to hurt Solo because, you want to see Solo work with other people as well.
You don't think you don't want to see Solo main event one of the nights of WrestleMania?
Oh no, that's no. Robin, you're crazy. You're crazy. Even if it was a tag team match, the only way I can see Solo Sikoa main eventing WrestleMania is if he was tag teaming with The Rock. And even then, I would feel like The Rock wouldn't necessarily be like, let me have somebody else for my tag team partner.
No, I'm just kidding around a little bit. Give him some credit. I mean, it's been a minute now. Really, he took over right after WrestleMania, right? So you're talking about April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, almost a full year that Solo Sikoa has been one of the pillars of the company and everything that they're telling their story with. So I do believe we will look back fondly on Solo Sikoa in that sense of him doing the job, him feeling.
You got to think it's going to be Becky or Charlotte at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
it's going to be Becky or Charlotte winning that Rumble. What do you like?
Here's Joe Cronin's show. God damn these commercials. Enough of these damn commercials.
To make, and I think just like I thought Naomi was a good contrast in styles, I obviously think Tiffany Stratton will be so with some animosity.
Yes. Brandon Rosen here says, did we just see the first hint of an alliance between Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens? Yes, we did. So that gets us into the opening segment of SmackDown. Cody Rhodes comes out. He cuts a promo. He's talking about how
Ah, what the hell? I didn't mean to do that. God damn it, I keep pressing the wrong button. Jesus, man. Very sorry about this.
Gives Cody Rhodes a hug. And you're like, what? Why is he giving him a hug? And instantly I started thinking, like, does he pity Cody Rhodes in some sort of way? Like, is that what he's going to get at? And Drew basically says, I'm here to help you. I'm here to have your back and tell you to watch your back. That all led to Kevin Owens coming out and attacking Cody Rhodes from behind. So, yes, Drew McIntyre was essentially in cahoots with Kevin Owens. And that was sort of a surprise in a way, but not really because they both have these like firecracker anger management type of characters going on right now. They're both angry and pissed off, and WWE and pretty much everybody in it, especially anybody who's associated with Roman Reigns. But still, I was not expecting Drew and Kevin Owens tonight to be like in this, to be on the same side of things. But this
No.
is great.
I wasn't expecting it, but it makes sense. They're kindred spirits. I've compared them on this show many times as to how I felt like they followed the same story.
Might take a while for Salamaster. New superstars added during the transfer window. Channel update.
The WWE.
Yeah, 100%. So now I'm wondering like what else goes on from there. But I liked this man, and I like that we kind of kicked off the. I like how we kicked off SmackDown today because it was unexpected to see Drew McIntyre, unexpected to see Drew and Cody, and even just like the promo word, like between both of them, it was very good, especially because like you do have those similarities between Cody and Drew McIntyre in the sense that both were guys that were part of the WWE, had to leave, reinvent themselves outside of WWE, and then came back to the company and found success. And that's kind of how I always see Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes alike in that manner. So, kind of seeing what they've become in the last couple of years has been very cool to see. And I mean, then we had the Cody Rhodes Kevin Owens brawl, and even though that's not something new, I feel like anytime you have a brawl, it's kind of a electric way to get the night started.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And the whole like I'm hugging you and then watch your back. Didn't they both say watch your back?
I think Cody Rhodes basically told him like I'm not gonna trust you, like I don't trust you at all.
But I think Drew McIntyre said watch your back, and I think Kevin Owens said that at a different point too. So it's kind of like a similar catchphrase, if you will, for whatever their alliance is going to be.
Sleep with one eye open, both Cody, KO, Drew, and pretty much anybody. We got seriously, we got Anthony Giuliano here who says, "Hey, Robin and Denise, that have her guest on Monday Night Review. Would you like to be my guest Mondays to review? Thank you, Denise, for inspiring me." Oh my gosh, that is so nice, Anthony. Are you? Wait, I'm confused. Are you asking for one of us to be your guest on a review? Sorry, I'm a little bit confused, but I think that's the question that you're asking, Anthony. Please clarify in the comments. You don't have to send another super chat, but I just want to make sure that I understand your question before I answer. So thank you so much, Anthony. We got Sleep Boy here who says if you can pick one or two female wrestlers to get a stunner from Stone Cold Steve Austin and an RKO from Randy Orton, who would it be?
One or two female wrestlers. Oh.
Now, I think I talked about everything here. Now that there's AEW, AEW promises a new era. There's no reason to believe them. Fight from the Fallen. I think I already talked about that one. Tony Khan believes Aaron CM Punk Jeff Perry fully will lead to controversy. Tony lost his mind. I already talked about that. I think I talked about so far there's no news and rumors from him. The none from Monster. Can Copeland LOL save the Death Rider story? Match of the year, top 10 match of 2024. Make it till midnight to count down to 2025. Surprisingly, there is no news and rumors here. As for what's going on in the NBA, Jimmy Butler suspended 7 games for requesting trade. But that's the NBA. That's bad advice. I don't want to be talking about wrestling. Will The Rock return? Ricochet leads Strickland Blade in AEW on Matt's debut.
On the paid tier and way more of you on the free tier.
Now this is Good My Work commentary. Happy New Year podcast. He also will be doing a watch along and a review on the Netflix debut. Now, is it only gonna be live on Netflix and not TV? Because if it is, then that's a problem. Cody Rhodes and John Cena could be it could be planned for WrestleMania. We are your phone now.
So Ruka's probably a really great answer. BG Time also gives stuff.
An RKO for real.
Ooh. I'll steal your answer. Definitely fun. Shout out to Bailey, man. Someone that a lot of fans love and respect Bailey, including myself, of course. Okay, he said I was asking Robin to be my guest. I'm a big fan of Robin. Robin.
Well, there you go. So I think I am committed in one Kevin show on Monday, but I also do your show as well. We'll figure it out. Okay, so Denise will connect me, and I will grant your request in the way that I can based on my schedule. Thank you for the kind words. I will make it happen in some way, shape, or form.
Thank you so much, Anthony. We appreciate you. All right, so let's go ahead and get into like a speed round of kind of everything else that went down through the show. I just want to highlight some of these points. Shinsuke Nakamura defeated Andrade. Robin, for me, I was looking at this. This was a non-title match. I'm sorry. I wanted to see Andrade get a victory here because if it's a non-title and he would have defeated him, that would have maybe given us a reason for a rematch. Okay, great. Shinsuke Nakamura is going to defend the title against LA Knight next week. And personally, I think that LA Knight needs to get the title back. That's where I just don't. I'm not interested right now in Shinsuke Nakamura as champion. I wasn't interested when it happened at the show. Was it Saturday night's main event? Yeah, I wasn't interested then. So I definitely want LA Knight to get his title back. But also, I do think Andrade should have won today, especially since it was non-title.
I don't think so. I mean, I don't think you can bring Shinsuke Nakamura back, have him take the title from LA Knight, and then not make him look strong. You know, like that's the whole point of that is to make Shinsuke Nakamura look strong and re-solidify him. Whether you agree with that direction for Shinsuke Nakamura is another thing. You could say he should go away, he should be a part of it. But if your plan was to have him come back and take the title, and then your plan is to have him go against LA Knight again for the title, he has to look strong in the meantime. Otherwise, you're wasting what you did with him against LA Knight.
I mean, let's be real. It wasn't rocking anyone's boat, Robin. Like it was literally like a terrible match and a like flat ending when that happened. So it hasn't been great. So that's why I'm looking at that and I'm going, why do we care about this? Like let's just fix what we messed up and get it back to the way it was. And I'm tired of seeing Andrade always job out. I know Andrade is an incredible wrestler, and that's where my frustration comes from because I'm looking at that. I'm like, Andrade is so freaking good. How many people know this? Of course, a lot of people know it because of the matches with Gavin Carmelo Hayes. But why do we have to be like this? Is the person that got to be constantly losing? I don't know. I just want to see something different.
But
Something different.
People said the same thing about Shinsuke Nakamura, and I'm not saying which side.
Yeah, but he's already sort of mellowed out. I think he's already kind of gotten slotted where you already know what to expect from Shinsuke Nakamura, and we're not going to get anything new. We're going to get the same thing we've been getting the last several years.
I don't disagree, but I'm saying everybody has some version of that, right? Like where it's somebody is sitting there saying this guy's not getting their opportunity or this guy is better than they're capable of doing.
Click your way to your next car with Rent to Buy from Hertz Car Sales. Just go online to hertzcarsales.com.
Oh, I mean, look,
Am I wrong?
yeah,
Am I being too blunt?
no, I don't think you're being too blunt, but I also don't feel like I feel like he's gone or anything, or he can't turn around on it.
Of course not. Yeah,
He's not the word lost the last 100 matches before he came back
Yeah, he did.
with LA Knight, right? So it doesn't take all that much. It just takes a hot angle, a hot feud, a hot match, something to turn things around. I don't think, given the direction they went, and again, you can disagree with the direction they went, but given the direction they went, it would have been the wrong move.
USA Network.
I think he should have won because it was
Is
non-title,
it really?
and I think that they should have given
What's the reason?
a reason to. I
Is
just
it
think they
really?
should have given a reason for us to like really say, okay, you know what, maybe we can do something here. Like they could have done Shinsuke versus, like they could have held back on the LA
You were
Knight match.
saying
They didn't have to do it next week. They
It's
could have run
really
back Shinsuke and Andrade
you were
next
saying
week, and then Shinsuke could have gotten his win next week, and then after that, they could have done the Shinsuke LA Knight match. I think they could have actually pushed this, but that's just me. All right, we got Neo Detroit here who says the
Well,
Rock
that's
in
my new
LA for the
pecan,
Golden
do I?
Globe Sunday night. The venue is 26-minute drive away from the Intuit Dome. He's gonna be on the Raw debut. I really hope so. I put out my Raw predictions video. If any of you guys want to check it out, it's up right now here on the channel. I'm predicting that The Rock will be there. I feel like he has to. It's just such a big show. I can't imagine him not being part of it, right, Robin?
Yeah, they promoted too much in that. It's too big an event for WWE. Again, The Rock came back at the end of that show, at the end of the PLE. Not for no reason. Like, they teased something, he didn't say anything, it was cryptic, it was building towards something. What is something? Well, Raw on Netflix is damn sure something. They used him in all the promotional material, say things like the location. Obviously, you know how big it is for the company. I'd be borderline stunned if The Rock is not on Netflix. I don't know how much his schedule will be dedicated to WWE after that, how many matches there will be, if there will be even a match or a series of appearances or what it is, but I'm certainly betting on him being there.
Thank you so much, Neo Detroit. All right, let's go ahead and get into Michin and defeating Piper Niven. A fun matchup here. I think the prediction that I kind of felt from this is that Michin is going to be the one to take the belt off of Chelsea Green. I don't think many of us are expecting Chelsea Green to hold the belt for too long. I have a feeling Michin is taking it off of her.
Well, you know, that makes sense too, considering the way that they built up the tournament, how that worked out, and how it would be a way to sort of elevate both at the same time. And I think Chelsea Green already has been a success, winning that championship, cutting her little promo that she had last week. I think she bragged about the ratings about that today. So, you know, there's good things going with that women's division. It is really deep, and those championships were very much needed. And that's my main takeaway. You needed that secondary belt, so too much talent to be working with this.
Yeah, for real. All right, we got the DIY Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa versus the Motor City Machine Guns. This unfortunately ended in no contest for the WWE Tag Team titles because we end up getting pretty deadly runs out there. We get Los Garza's going after pretty deadly. It's just been a mess with the tag team division. Everybody's beefing with everybody. Everybody's snitching on everybody. And so this was actually a fun matchup that almost saw the Motor City Machine Guns get the win back for a second. I thought they were when they had them in when they both had them in submissions, when they had DIY locked in submissions. But then you could see Pretty Deadly coming from behind, so you knew something fishy or finicky was going to go down in the end, and it did. So this was what it was. But one of the things that you mentioned earlier, Robin, and I do agree that I noticed the exact same thing, is that now with a 3-hour show, they do have more time to focus on the tag team division. Like, we got 2 backstage segments, if I remember correctly, for the tag team division.
No, that was floating around online. She's been training.
And it was a photo of her with the former Peyton Royce and Kiana James, who made her debut on Raw last year after she was drafted. I think showed up twice and apparently tore her ACL. So she's been out for a while. There they were. They were all, hanging out together. Set up perfectly for that to be the WrestleMania match in Las Vegas. That was the highlight of SmackDown. Honestly, looking at the entire show from beginning to end, they should have closed the show with that. What they closed the show with was a Bloodline six-man tag, where Solo Sikoa was the last man standing. He stood tall, trying to make him look strong as we head into Tribal Combat on Raw this Monday on Netflix. It'll be Solo Sikoa against Roman Reigns. No Roman Reigns tonight. I mean, he's working on Monday. We don't want to disturb him. So he wasn't on the show. And honestly, he wasn't really needed on the show, I suppose. But no Roman Reigns. Nothing to take away from Solo's spotlight. Just how they went off the air tonight. And I thought, honestly, it was a pretty dull main event. I mean, there were parts of that match where the crowd was surprisingly quiet, given who was involved. We had Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso, Sami Zayn were all out there. So I thought the main event, it wasn't a bad match. It was just dull. I think part of it is also, I think I've reached a point here where, at least with the new Bloodline, where I have Bloodline fatigue. And so I wasn't overly impressed by what we got in the main event tonight. For me, I would have flipped 2 segments and closed on the Tiffany Stratton cash-in. They aired a commercial during the show tonight. There's been a lot of discussion about Raw on Netflix this Monday. We know John Cena is going to be kicking off his retirement year this Monday in LA. I think he's going to announce the Royal Rumble. We'll see what he does. Logan Paul is going to be coming to Monday Night Raw. We know this from the press conference they had at Titan Tower a few weeks ago, so he'll be there on Monday. I wouldn't be surprised if him and John Cena both declare for the Royal Rumble match, and they start teasing something with the two of them. Not for WrestleMania. That's a match they could do at Elimination Chamber. But all the promotion tonight was for Raw on Netflix. So we got a commercial, and there were a lot of different faces in the.
Blame him. Gonna blame Jesse for all my mistakes here in the venue. But I'm glad you guys are joining me here on Friday Night, man. SmackDown. I was a little worried coming into tonight's episode of SmackDown because we have gotten, as a community, we've gotten very comfortable with 2-hour shows. Monday night in October went from 3 to 2 hours for Monday Night Raw. Friday Night SmackDown remained 2 hours, even in the era of 3-hour Monday Night Raws. We haven't had a 3-hour SmackDown in many, many, many years. And tonight was the official, I won't say official, the unofficial start, officially, of the Paul Levesque era. Triple H and the Paul Levesque era has begun. It officially kicks off on Monday night, January 6th in Los Angeles. Netflix and the premiere of Monday night on Netflix.
But we have breaking news that actually has nothing to do with SmackDown tonight. But this was broken by Mike Johnson over on PW Insider during the show. And it is pretty big news because it concerns one of the biggest WWE PLEs typically of the year. Now, we know the Royal Rumble this year is in Indianapolis. It's going to be at Lucas Oil Stadium. Indianapolis is getting a WrestleMania. They're getting SummerSlam. They're getting a whole bunch of events. Next year, we now know already where the Royal Rumble is going to be taking place. And if you were hoping to go to the Royal Rumble, if you live here in the States, you're probably going to be pretty disappointed because the 2026 edition of the Royal Rumble, according to PW Insider, will emanate from Saudi Arabia. This has been confirmed by multiple sources in the company. It says this will be the first time that the event will be held outside of the United States since the Rumble graduated into a pay-per-view back in January of '89. Just for the first Rumble in '88 was a free special on USA. That was in Canada. They were in Hamilton, Ontario for that show. The report says that we are told the deal to take the event to Saudi is locked in, and that an official announcement could come as soon as this Monday's Raw on Netflix premiere. You know, there was a time where, we would hear reports.
Some new characters on the show to really get us interested, because SmackDown at the end of the week, depending on who you talk to, was probably the least interesting of the WWE shows. And I don't want to say NXT is better than any of the main roster shows, but NXT, according to some of the people on social media, is these people. I don't know. I mean, these people might have something wrong with themselves. Some people say NXT is the best show of the entire week, which I find very difficult to believe, because every time I watch it every week, I end up falling asleep. And I don't know how you guys can watch an NXT program where Eddie Thorpe is the.
You don't really hear too much. Like Kevin Owens, for example, I think didn't go to the initial shows, but now he goes, Sami Zayn goes. So it may not be an issue, but with CM Punk, we'll see. We'll see. But the Royal Rumble will be in Saudi next year. I'll tell you what, though, and there was already talk about this, but this all but confirms that Saudi Arabia will be getting a WrestleMania at some point. And it might not be next year. It might not even be in 2027. But they're going to get a WrestleMania. I know they were after one. They were after the Royal Rumble as well, and they got the Rumble. So they'll get a WrestleMania. But if you are a WWE fan who lives in the United Kingdom, think of all the years that those fans have been begging for a WrestleMania. If John Cena at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view 2 years ago literally come out and cut a promo teasing the fans and basically letting you know. It sounded like they were letting you know that they had every intention of bringing a WrestleMania to the UK. And
the Eagle Championship will be hanging and defended at the Royal Rumble in a ladder match between Owens and Rhodes. I thought what they did there was build nicely to the Rumble, while also planting a nice little seed for what is to come, with McIntyre moving over eventually to Friday Night SmackDown, not only to go after Cody Rhodes and the WWE Championship, but obviously first and foremost to take out the Bloodline and take care of Roman Reigns. So that's why he's going to be moved from Monday to Friday. Like what's going on there. Sami Zayn, he's throwing his name into the Bloodline 2.0 business even after War Games. He's teaming with Jay and Jimmy Uso tonight against the Bloodline 2.0. Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and Tama Tonga. This is all hyping up and building to Monday, where we're going to see the Ulafala on the line. And it will be Solo Sikoa putting that Ulafala on the line against Roman Reigns in Tribal Combat on the debut of Monday Night Raw on Netflix. That's why you got the main event there. Solo needed a win before he inevitably loses to Roman Reigns on Monday. And then obviously the big story going into tonight was the Women's Championship. I think everybody with a logical mind and a brain in your skull, Tiffany Stratton, I think everybody is very well aware up until this point, WWE has teased us with a cash-in more times than we care to watch. It's been over and over and over and over again, and nothing has come of it. And tonight we finally got the payoff. We finally got the cash-in. We finally got the title off of Nia Jax. Tiffany Stratton is the new WWE Women's Champion. She beats Nia Jax. It was a great moment. I love the way WWE set everything up. I'm sure there's going to be coming, or something coming rather, out of this after what she did and how she went about it with Nia Jax. I'm sure this is also going to usher in the return of Charlotte Flair, which I am not going to be surprised to see. Maybe she shows up in the Royal Rumble. Maybe she shows up earlier, but you just kind of get a feeling of where they're going with this. But all in all, Tiffany Stratton is the new Women's Champion. She beats Nia Jax in a great cash-in tonight. Great moment. And I'm very happy to see WWE finally cash in on that moment. After wasted opportunity after wasted opportunity, they waited until the 3-hour SmackDown on USA Network to kickstart this new era. Can't blame them for that. And I even said it on social media, which we'll go over a little bit later as well. I even said it on social media. It's going to be a very difficult watch with this roster for 3 hours to see WWE operate the same way that they have been doing for 2 hours. I don't know how they're going to do it. They got to give us something tonight, the way that they can offset that and make this a memorable show by having Tiffany Stratton cash in and beat Nia Jax and finally win the women's championship. And that's exactly what they did. So happy to see that played out. And listen, SmackDown was, for the first time tonight, for the 3-hour format, I thought they hit a home run. That's all I could really say. Will they keep that up every single week? Probably not. But at least for tonight, I enjoyed the show. It did not feel like 3 hours. It flowed very nicely. It did not feel like a long show. I've watched 2-hour shows that felt like 5-hour shows. Tonight did not feel like a 5-hour show. I very much enjoyed what they gave us tonight. And I thought SmackDown, for the first 3-hour show on USA Network in 2024, I give it a thumbs up, man. We're going to go over the rest of the show tonight, right here on Off the Script.
See, that I feel like I wouldn't mind. A red mat, I don't think that works for me. But we'll see. We'll see if there are any changes to the set, the intro. I know Travis Barker, I think, is doing the theme song for Raw. I think he's doing a song specifically for Monday Night Raw. So I suspect that we will get some cosmetic changes to the show when we tune in on Monday night. But if it's a black ring mat, I feel like that would be okay. Red, just I feel like that's going to be too distracting. This is not CMLL. Or I know they have, not all the time, but they have had red mats in the past. We don't. But I did mention Cody Rhodes was out first to open the show tonight. Got in the ring and talked to the audience. And told us that he can't wrestle right now because he is not meant.
There's Just Alex. He's also gonna talk about SmackDown.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I thought overall,
We have the World Champion, the Mid-Card Champions, and the Tag Team Champion. As I said, titles. Well, show victory out.
I love the blue.
And Drew, which was something that Cody was clearly not expecting.
Gee, I wonder why.
I'm here to hurt you. I'm here to help. Say Cody is not on his list, but he's about to screw up his entire life. All the dues that he's paid to make it to the top of WWE. This is the best talent roster, he says, in the history of the company. So 80s, he says, even the attitude. This is the best collection of talent we have ever had in this company in the history of this company, which collectively is probably true because they just have so much more talent now under contract than they ever did before. So I'm not even going to sit here and say that collectively that's necessarily an incorrect count. There are certain personalities that they used to have on the roster back in the 80s and 90s that were larger than life that are. And then it says that Cody, you're the quarterback. hanging by a thread. Drew could see that Cody could use a friend. He could use somebody to watch his back, not wash his back. What FTR were doing the last time we saw them on Monday Night Raw. So Cody stopped him and said, "You want to help me, huh? You want to help me? You don't want to."
We do have Grapsity, that's New Japan Wrestle Kingdom, Wrestle Dynasty. So I think that's pretty much there. I think I talked about everything about SmackDown, talked about all the matches, all the segments. There wasn't that many news and rumors to talk about, but I, I, I showed you guys all the podcasters. I think I will end the video pretty soon. I think I will stop the video. I think I made it long enough. Oh, there's Ring of Honor in the TNA post show. Legends return. Joe Henry kicks off 2025. So hold on. Let's see what someone had to say first. Before I end the video, I'll show a little bit more of the Salamander and JD from New York.
Respecting one point. They kind of almost nodded at each other. Wasn't I just talking about this a couple of weeks ago? I was talking about the similarities between these two characters. I was talking about how they seem to have a lot more in common with each other, in that Owens is a heel now, McIntyre is a heel. And on Raw, McIntyre is somebody who's been going around fancying himself as a truth teller. Right? He's been telling the truth about this place, about different people, about
It was tempered because he cannot be involved because he is not cleared to wrestle because of Kevin Owens. Cody noted that management was concerned about him even being there at all, but at the Royal Rumble, he will compete with Owens in a ladder match. So not much from Cody Rhodes. Not much from Cody Rhodes tonight, very bare minimum from the WWE Champion. All of a sudden, Drew McIntyre's music hits, and he is out there, and he walks out through the curtain. McIntyre took his time stepping into the ring. He eventually steps into the ring, and he steps towards Cody Rhodes, and he hugs Cody Rhodes. A long-winded, very awkward hug from Drew McIntyre to Cody Rhodes. Cody obviously looked confused. He didn't know what the hell was going on. McIntyre said he was not there to hurt Cody. He was there to help Cody. McIntyre said Cody is about to screw up his entire life's work, and Drew is simply looking out for him. McIntyre said right now is the best generation of wrestlers WWE has ever had, and Cody is the quarterback of WWE. He noted how he knows what it's like to want to.
A Saturday night's main event, right? Which wasn't even going to happen on that show. That was going to be Seth and Reed were going to wrestle. So maybe this was the plan all along. It's the right move. I would move him over to SmackDown. They didn't say, as a matter of fact, that he is now on SmackDown, but they certainly teased it. I think it would be the right move to make. And I was thinking, if let's say Sami Zayn was to end up on SmackDown, because we still have to get something with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Kevin Owens said, we'll cross that bridge, right? Remember that comment to Michael Cole in the car when he was being interviewed? He said, basically, I'll get to Sami later on. Right now, I'm focused on Cody Rhodes. And he's going to have to contend with Randy Orton when Randy comes. At some point, Owens and Zayn are going to butt heads. I don't know if that's going to be a WrestleMania match. I don't know if that's a match they might want to do in Toronto or Elimination Chamber. Because the crowd reaction to the two of them going at it on that show would be incredible. It would be just a fantastic atmosphere for that match. And we've seen it at WrestleMania before. Not that we can't see it again at WrestleMania, but it's been done at Mania before. So I wouldn't mind it if they did it on the Chamber show instead. But I was thinking about Drew. And what do you do with Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania? I bring up Sami Zayn because Drew is, to me anyway, clearly
Well, you
not
won
going to
Money
be
in the Bank.
involved in the World Championship picture of wrestling. I don't think he's wrestling.
Well, you won that
World
3 years
Heavyweight
ago.
title.
You won for
And
the
even
game.
though they kind of potentially set something up here, I don't think he's wrestling Cody. Cody has at least 3 other big names or bigger names that he could and probably will be working with over Drew McIntyre. McIntyre's 3 or 4 on the list at best, right? So if he's not wrestling for a world title, and if they don't do Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn at WrestleMania, maybe they do Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, I wonder if the plan would be for McIntyre and Sami Zayn. It's a match that we've seen before, but they told the story on commentary even this past match they had on Saturday night's main event. Sami has never beat Drew. Cannot beat this man. Every time they wrestle, Drew always leaves him laying. Could that be the match? Could it be Drew and Sami with the idea that Sami is going to try to finally get a win over Drew McIntyre? I feel like he deserves something bigger than that. McIntyre is that valuable to them and has put the work in and had an incredible year. I feel like he should be doing something bigger at wrestling. A match with John Cena, right? They probably want Cena wrestling for the title against Cody, it sounds like, but that would be a huge match for him. You got Cena in the ring, Cena's last WrestleMania match, right? That would be a huge spot. I don't get the impression that's the plan. So I was just thinking Drew and Sami, it could be something for both of them to do if they're left out in the cold with nothing else on WrestleMania. But Drew really, he deserves something big on that show. I hope he gets it. We had a non-title match with the United States champion Shinsuke Nakamura going one-on-one with Andrade. Nakamura was victorious, by the way, in his match against Ulka Sasaki at the Pro Wrestling Noah show on New Year's Day. They had the announcers lay out during his entrance, total silence. He absorbed Nakamura's entrance. They're still giving it that big field, treatment by not having anybody talk over it. It's an extended entrance. And then they went to a commercial 30 seconds into the match. Late in the match, Nakamura pulled off one of the top turnbuckle pegs. Andrade, though, drop kicked him backwards into the exposed buckle. Followed up with a meteor. Andrade went to the top. He landed his double jump moonsault where he misses it the first time, and he hits the standing moonsault. Andrade set up for the message. Nakamura countered out of it only for Andrade to land that spinning back elbow. Got a close near fall out of that. Andrade placed Nakamura on the top rope. Nakamura blocked a superplex attempt. Instead, Andrade got slammed down face first on the top portion of the ring post, that flat part of it.
Check out the. Cody is definitely somebody that helped Roman. So Drew McIntyre is obviously going to be targeting at some point Cody Rhodes. It's not the WWE Championship that he cares about right now. He wants to take care of business first before he actually goes and does that. Cody, to him, may be his final boss. He wants to take out the bloodline first and then go and get the WWE Championship from Cody Rhodes, being that Cody has helped Roman, and coincidentally, Cody's the WWE Championship, which I'm assuming Drew McIntyre, at the end of all of it, even though he says he doesn't want it, eventually wants it because that's exactly what was taken from him. The third thing that they did here is potentially tease you alliance. And I mentioned this a few weeks ago. It would be very interesting. And I've been calling for Drew McIntyre before anybody in the community even said it. Said it in front of Solomon's on Tuesday Night Titans. This was months ago. Drew McIntyre, I said it going into Hell in a Cell. You guys can go and reference the videos and the live streams and where I said it. Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes is a plan, for sure. But even before we got that tonight, I said, Cody Rhodes, he's going to need something after he inevitably retains the championship coming out of WrestleMania. He's not losing that championship. He's not. I don't see him losing that championship for a little bit of time. But Drew McIntyre, Cody's eventually going to need some top-tier challenges. Drew McIntyre going into Hell in a Cell, I think we all figured he would lose to CM Punk inside Hell in a Cell. So we got McIntyre winning the first match. Punk won the second match. And then we got Punk winning the third match. So he ended up winning the 3-match series. I said, it's going to be really, really difficult to keep these guys apart because even though they went into Hell in a Cell, I don't think that's going to be enough to keep them separated, especially if they're on the same brands. What's going to cause Drew McIntyre to not want to go after CM Punk on Monday nights if they are operating on the same brand? So they moved McIntyre over to SmackDown. And McIntyre is now targeting Bloodline. I like it. Who else is targeting Bloodline? Kevin Owens. They got a common enemy. And coincidentally, they're both bad guys. They got a common enemy. McIntyre and Owens could be looking at the formation of a new stable, a new group, a new alliance. Who else is targeting Bloodline? Who else has a problem with Roman Reigns? Oh, yeah, that's right. Seth Rollins. We don't know if he's going to end up on Friday night. But Seth Rollins has already made a mention of Roman Reigns on multiple occasions that he will do nothing to aid in Roman Reigns getting his power back. And under no circumstances will he be teaming going into Survivor Series with Roman Reigns, denying Sami Zayn twice. So this was only step one, McIntyre and Owens. McIntyre didn't have any problem whatsoever with Kevin Owens attacking Cody Rhodes. He almost looked like he welcomed it. Who's to say Seth Rollins also doesn't get involved eventually? We could be looking at the formation of a McIntyre, Owens, and Rollins group on Friday Night SmackDown. Rollins obviously operating on Monday. Who's to say he doesn't show up and align with them at some point later in the year? Do you also know who has a problem with Roman Reigns? Somebody by the name of Randall Keith Orton, who is out right now due to injury. The pile driver that has left him injured and off television for weeks. Is Randy Orton going to come back as a babyface? Or is he going to come back after watching from afar and seeing everything that happened? Is he going to align with Cody? Or is he going to align with the same people that have the same mission statement? Is he going to align with the people that want to take out the bloodline? The same bloodline that took Randy Orton out for 18 months. At the end of all this, there's only one villain in the story. It's not Drew McIntyre. It's not Kevin Owens. It's not Seth Rollins. It's Cody Rhodes. Cody is the reason for all of these things happening around him. Cody is the villain in his own story. Cody is the reason why everybody is angry. Very angry. And that anger is only going to magnify as we get closer to WrestleMania. So when you want to know why, all Cody Rhodes has to do is look himself in the mirror. Now, I don't know if all that's going to come to fruition. I'm just aligning the stars and taking everybody that has the same common problem.
So a lot of people think that this is going to be an alliance.
Is Roman going to be
Everyone
looking
thinks
at
that Cody Rhodes is going to feud with Owens, Seth, and
Kevin
McIntyre.
Owens, Seth Rollins, and Randy Orton, all aiming the barrel of that gun at his fucking forehead, coming for him, looking to end the bloodline once and for all. Who's going to do it? Who's going to do it? Which is why I don't really believe all of these rumors that are going on. I don't. I don't believe any of these rumors right now until we get to Monday. A lot of people are reporting, oh yeah, well, Cody Rhodes. The plan is for Cody Rhodes to wrestle John Cena at WrestleMania. Hunky dory, man. That sounds like a grade A WrestleMania match, man. Boring. Boring. But that's what the reports are saying. I don't know if I'd go that road. Pun intended. I don't know if I take the Mustang down that road or roads. I don't believe WWE is going to willingly throw WrestleMania plans out there. I don't believe Sapp. I don't believe Meltzer. I don't believe PW Insider when they say, oh yeah, the plan is for Cody Rhodes and John Cena at WrestleMania. You don't know shit. You don't know shit. WWE normally starts booking WrestleMania and you have an idea of where they're going into WrestleMania around Survivor Series time.
I have to find it.
Okay, but in this case, I guess he was lusting for revenge.
First, we get the Royal Rumble. WrestleMania season usually kicks off where you get an idea of where they're going roughly around Survivor Series time. After Survivor Series is over, you got at least an iota of thought of a match or two. Possibly a Royal Rumble winner thrown in there, whether it's the men or the women. You know how many hints, you know how many clues, you know how many seeds we got for possible WrestleMania plans and Royal Rumble plans this year? Zero. Everything is a guess. More so than any other year. That and I've ever seen. You can talk to anybody. You can go and pay for the most expensive dirt sheet to give you all the most terrible news in the IWC. There isn't a single fucking person that knows exactly what is going on at WrestleMania.
Well, I might as well just end the video. I made it long enough. I don't make it too long. It is getting late. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. Hit that like button. Leave a comment. Please subscribe my channel. And I'll see y'all later. Until next time.